Last summer, a friend of mine reached out to me, telling me that there was a piano that had been in their family for over 100 years. It couldn't be fixed, and he didn't want to just push it into a landfill, so he asked if we could do something with it. Built by the Steger and Sons Company in Steger, Illinois, the company was founded in 1879, and they built this piano in 1910. We thought it would be fun to try to do something with it. Before long, we came up with the plan to make a keepsake box out of it. The box is made out of plywood, so I thought the joinery might be kind of tough. To get around that, I took some mahogany and started to build some angled brackets for the edges. First step was to cut them to size and then to run them through the thickness planer in order to get them to the right thickness. I wanted to be sure to mark the ends of them to be certain that I knew which side was which as I ran them through the thickness planer. They need to be exactly the same width, and so I used the crosscut sled to do that. Once I had them at the right width, I decided that I wanted to find dead center in the middle of them because I'm going to make little feet out of them, and I want to be able to register those feet to those angle brackets when I put the box together. I also thought it might be kind of cool to put a round over treatment over the bottom of the feet, so I took it to the router table to round over those edges. Once that was done, I started to give it a little bit more detail, cutting away some slots where the feet would eventually be removed from those angle brackets, and then running it through successive passes to clear away even more of the material. It was really important to label those things so that I always knew which was which. And finally, it was time to cut the feet off. Before I did that, I marked both the legs and the feet to make sure that I could match them back up in the future, just in case there was any kind of subtle variation in size. I always like to stand things up and kind of get a sense for how it's going to all go together. So I did that. And then I started to cut those angles. I could have used a dado blade for this, but I didn't want to just turn all that material into sawdust. So I just ran it through the table saw a couple times so that I'd have that extra material available to use for something else in the future. From there, it came time to start to cut apart the boards for the walls of the box, and that's what I'll be showing you next time. Thanks for tuning in.